In the winners enclosure, the unofficial winner of race number 8, Dreamer's Corner. A 3-year-old Bay filly by Successful Native, Dream Point by Sweet Southern Saint. Red Karn Prasad, owner PJK team. Train Ian Prasad, the winning rider, El Champo. Omar Walker, the groom, Cristo Anthony, second. Number 3, Kuzmi. Third, number 5, Miss Brayton. Fourth, number 12, Candy Girl. And fifth, number 13, Jody's Fund. Final time for 6.5 furlongs, 132 and 3. They're often racing. Attila does everything wrong and is left at the back of the field as Dreamer's Corner rushes you to take that lead. It's Dreamer's Corner, Miss Brayton, right against the rail, that sparkling fire. She is my dream. Then comes Joyful Surprise, just on the inside of Joyful Surprise. That's Brilliant Mind as they pass the 5. D Storm comes next, then comes right on the outside. That's Candy Girl, just on the inside. True Blue. Then comes that is the Storm. Then comes coming on the outside. That is Jody's Fund. Attila recovers and racing at the back of the field. That's Boss Lady Janet. They come towards the 2.5 furlong point, and it is Dreamer's Corner in front and traveling nicely too. Dreamer's Corner in front. Miss Brayton trying to put down an attack. It's Dreamer's Corner, Miss Brayton. She is my dream down on the middle of the racetrack, but it is on that lead. Dreamer's Corner still in front. Miss Brayton chasing hard, coming to the furlong pole. Dreamer's Corner still in front. Miss Brayton is still there in attendance. Also coming out wide and coming down. That's Kusme, but it's Dreamer's Corner still in front, fending them off, coming to the half a furlong pole. Dreamer's Corner looks to have this one in the back. Dreamer's Corner and Omar Champo Walker begins to pull away. Dreamer's Corner goes on to win. Kuzmit chasing hard and really coming down to second. Then comes Miss Brayton back in third. Candy Girl looks to be fourth. Got tied for fifth. Either Jody's Fun or Brilliant Mind. And going back to the final time for the 8th race, final time, 6.5 furlongs, 122 and 3. So the final time, 122 and 3. Results of race number 8 now official. You may cash your tickets. Horses to the testing barn, 3 and 8, 3 Kuzmi, and 8 Dreamers Corner to the testing barn. We have a high five carryover, high five carryover in excess $1 million. You heard me correctly. A high five carryover going to race 9 in excess $1 million. The splits 24 flat, 48.3, 115.3. Final time for 6.5 furlongs, 123, 122 and 3. That's 122 and 3. And the final and the margins 6.5 by 1 length. Have your attention, please. Scales, please call control. That's scales, please call control. And remember to join us on Sunday, September the 7th. You can save this date for the fifth running of the Winston Fana Griffiths Classics. That's Sunday, September the 7th for the Winston Fana Griffiths Classic. And you can save the date. So the remaining mandatory payouts for the month of August. Next week, Saturday, August the 23rd, that's the mandatory payout on the Play Spot 8. That's Saturday, the 23rd of August. Play Spot 8, mandatory payout. And on Saturday, the 30th of August, mandatory payout on the Reggae 6. So 23rd of August, that's the Play Spot 8, and the 30th, it's the Reggae 6, mandatory payout coming your way. So coming up next, the ninth and final, the Arthur Jones Memorial Cup. We have a high five carryover in excess $1 million. High five carryover in excess 1 million. High five pool approaching 400,000. So high five carryover in excess $1 million. Well worth repeating. High five carryover in excess $1 million. Pool approaching 400,000.
Around to the ninth and final here. So quite a few runners getting a little bit of support here. Number one, Mamma Mia, $1.60. This one is a 45 favorite, and of course, is getting a little bit of support at the fixed odds winners. However, it is number three, Fearless Force, currently at 245. Fearless Force is the best back runner here at the fixed odds winners, and from morning they've been all over me. Opened at $4, very heavily bet down to 245 now, and this one is in 95. Second favorite in total, but it's the best back runner here at the fixed odds winners. A couple others are getting some support. Teflon Don at 750, Perfect Brew $7, and Get a Pepsi at 480. But no doubt about it, the one they've been on from morning, number three, Fearless Force. Open at 4, down to 245 now. That's the best back runner at the fixed odds winners for race number 9. Good luck.
So the high five pool now approaching 600,000. High five pool on its way to 600,000 with the massive carryover in excess of $1 million. High five pool approaching 600,000. Your carryover in excess $1 million. runners on track for the ninth and final. It's the Arthur Jones Memorial Cup. It's an overnight allowance, 3-year-olds and up. The distance, 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs. Number 2, James, 54 kilos or 119 pounds. Number 3, Fearless Force, 51.5 kilos or 114 pounds. Number 5, Sunny T and Chippy, 53 kilos or 117 pounds. Number 6, Captain Calico, 53 kilos or 117 pounds. Number 7, a Teflon Don, 55 kilos or 121 pounds. And number 10, Immeasurable Joy, 53 kilos or 117 pounds. Wagering offered on Exacta, Quinella, Trifecta, Superfecta, High Five. High Five with a massive carryover in excess $1 million. High Five pool approaching 900,000. So the High Five pool approaching 900,000. The carryover in excess of $1 million, making way for a big payout in race number 9. Get your bets on. Runners make their way to post. So the runners are on the way to post for race number 9, the Arthur Jones Memorial Cup. And the high five pool is all the rage, approaching 1.2 million. Your high five pool approaching 1.2 million. And the high five carryover in excess $1 million as the runners are on their way to post. Runners still on their way to post. Are we to make your wagers?
It's now time for the feature, the Arthur Jones Memorial Cup. And on your monitor right now is a photo of Arthur Money Musk Jones, Hall of Fame inductee, champion jockey 10 times, 1946 to 1952. Of course, that was before Caymanas Park. Caymanas Park started off in 1959, so that must have been at Nutsford Park. And Arthur Jones, champion jockey 1954 as well as 1959 and 1961. So a true journeyman jockey, true veteran, 10-time champion from way back when. Arthur Money Musk Jones, we honor him today in the ninth and final. Winner of the 8th event, convincing winner 2, that was Dreamer's Corner. 6-time champion jockey Omar Walker riding for Trinity Ian Posada and owner PJK team. Impressive enough in victory there. Tongue tie fitted for the first time. Kuzmi ran a second place there at massive odds. So put that one down on your short list for future engagements. Live ticket count on the Twilight 6 now down to 39 with 5.6 million plus in that net pool. So you're into some good dividends already, and it could get even bigger. Depends what happens in the Arthur Jones Memorial Cup. Let's take a look at the feature race. Top selection goes to number 3, Fearless Force. Tyrese Anderson rides for Feliciano D and ACK Stables. This one is vastly improved, won by 7.5 lengths in 125-1. Going 7 furlongs on the 12th of April, beating Sheer Delight. We saw Sheer Delight chase home ride all day last week. So Fearless Force, 5th by 9 3/4 went up in class behind Interesting Times Ahead, Major Danger, and Blue Vinyl. Last time out with Delroy Bahari aboard at 6-1. Really no show there. 6 by 11 1/4 lengths behind Rhythm Buzz, Blue Vinyl, and Rainsville. 2-1 for this Fearless Force, getting lumps of weight from Mamma Mia. And looks likely to give Mamma Mia a lot to think about. Mamma Mia, no doubt the class horse, down in class, stepping down from the open allowance level down to overnight now. Robert Haldane rides for Dayton Acosta. They teamed up to win earlier with Mineola. So Mamma Mia from the one draw. It must be one way in, one way out. Go to the lead from this one draw with 57 kilos. So look for Mamma Mia to be doing just that. Your 4-5 favorite. Number 8, Perfect Brew. Should get a strong pace to run on to. And the Perfect Brew of old would really run by these in deep stretch. But he hasn't been on his A game since the start of the season. Raced on New Year's Day, the 1st of January. And he hasn't won a race yet for the season from 9 starts. But has been third on a couple of occasions. Runner-up on one occasion. That was behind Geolithic going 9 and 25. So maybe Perfect Brew needs to go longer. But that sharp pace, which will be set by the likes of Mamma Mia. There's also going to be Fearless Force up there as well. And possibly Teflon done after that speed display last time out. Look for Justin Big Time to be in the pace as well. After that big effort at 99-1 behind Supernatural Power and Florindia, as well as sensational move. Look for Justin Big Time to throw his hat in the ring as well. So if they go too fast, too early, they could get Perfect Brew with the Sneaky Fox Radish Roman for Hall of Fame trainer Richard Design. Get a Pepsi. This one has sharpened well for his last 2 races, June and make that July and August. Third by 2.5 lengths, going 5 straight common of the break since February behind Money Market and sensational move. Last time out prompted the issue for a long way, going 7.5 furlongs behind Gurvana, Super Alex, and Rainsville. So Dane Dawkins picks up the mount, replacing the apprentice Richard Henry. Look for Get a Pepsi, who looks a lot sharper for this assignment to be in the thick of things where it matters most. Interesting looking contest here. Can go quite a few ways. And as I said, it's going to be one way in, one way out for Mamma Mia. Can she do it from the inside post? That's going to be the question to be answered here. I'm taking the lightly weighted number 3, Fearless Horse, to get the better of number 1. The top weight, Mamma Mia. Then 8, Perfect Brew. At 9, Get a Pepsi. High five carry over $1 million. And you have some horses that you have to use on your high five here. Number 7, Teflon, Don Shayla, this for Jason Acosta. And this one, current at odds of 10-1. Number 11, Justin Big Time at 18-1. Carlton Malcolm for Gerson Bratty ran a brave race last time out at 99-1 when prompted issue for a long way, pointed on lead at the quarter pole, and then was fought by 5.5 lengths Supernatural Power Florindia and sensational move. So Justin Big Time, a key contender here for your high fives now at 19-1. You're getting 16-1 for number 6, Captain Calico. Aaron Chachi riding for Anthony Nunes. And there's 18-1 for horse number 2, James Eric Horton riding for Trainer Philip Lee. So many price horses to beef up your high five dividends. It's now on to post for the 9th and final, the Arthur Jones Memorial Cup. Best of luck.
Looks as though they're closing up the front of the gate for the start of the race number 9, the Arthur Jones Memorial Cup. And your high five pool approaching 1.7 million. High five pool approaching 1.7 million. Carryover in excess of a million. This could only be making way for a big payout in the ninth and final. High five pool approaching 1.7 million. High five carryover in excess $1 million. They're closing the front of the gate for the loading process. High five approaching 1.8 million. High five approaching $1.8 million. Running out of wagering time for sure as the loading up about to start. The front of the gates are closed. Gotta hurry to the windows. 1.8 million. Chasing $1 million in the high five. Massive high five pool. Massive carryover. Got a 4-5 favorite in horse number 1, Mamma Mia. That's the 4-5 favorite. 2-1, second choice. Fearless Force. Then we get 4-1 on the 9. Get a Pepsi. That's the third choice. 6-1, number 8, fourth choice. A Perfect Brew. And after that, you get double digits. Double digits odds. Get your bets on. Running out of wagering time for sure as James is brought to gate number 2. So horses loading. Loading for the ninth and final, the Arthur Jones Memorial Cup. James is in. Here comes Doc. Lows at 4. Sunny T and a Chippy lining up for 5. Rider comes down from a Captain Calico. That's Aaron Chatry. Captain Calico goes in. Get a Pepsi could be next. Heads to gate 9. Rider comes down from Mamma Mia. Robert Hardball Halladine. He's looking for 2 on the day. Get a Pepsi. Heads to 9. Goes in. Justin Big Time could be next, 11. Straightened out. Justin Big Time heads to gate 11. Justin Big Time goes in. Mamma Mia brought to gate 1, refusing. The front of the gate is opened. Get this one in. Mamma Mia. Straightened out. And goes in. Mamma Mia is in. Fearless Force heads to 3. Aladdin climbing on the gate. Fearless Force is in. Perfect Brew goes in at 8. Got 2 to load. Immeasurable Joy and Teflon Don to complete the line. 6 furlong the trip. Teflon Don turning sideways. Measurable Joy weighted with. So 2 to load. A Teflon Don, part of the way in, now goes in. 1 to load, Immeasurable Joy. Six furlongs a trip. This is the Arthur Jones Memorial Cup. Measurable Joy goes in. Now to Michael Sims. Seem to be ready. And we are ready for the 9th and final. They're off and racing. Here comes Doc, and James misses it as Mamma Mia is sent right through to get that lead. It's Mamma Mia in front of rushing out wide. That's a Captain Calico. Justin Big Time is right there too. Right against the rail, following them in fourth. That's Fearless Force. Then comes Get a Pepsi. Then comes James recovering after that bad break. Also in the mix, that's Perfect Brew. Out wide from Perfect Brew, Immeasurable Joy. Then comes Sunny T and Chippy and racing at the back of the field. That's Here Comes Doc. They're at the top of the lane. And it is Mamma Mia, attacked by Justin Big Time. Mamma Mia in front, bringing them into the lane. Justin Big Time is attacking on the outside. Also coming on the rail, that's Fearless Force. It's Mamma Mia in front of Fearless Force, coming down on the rail. Coming out wide, Captain Calico. Justin Big Time is still there. Mamma Mia still in front. Fearless Force cutting into that lead. Coming to the half a furlong pole. Mamma Mia in front. Fearless Force begins to become a real threat. Mamma Mia in front. Fearless Force coming up on the rail. Mamma Mia hanging on from Fearless Force. Mamma Mia driven out and Mamma Mia last. Fearless Force is second. Then comes a Perfect Brew. James runs on to be fourth. And Immeasurable Joy back in fifth. In the winners enclosure, the unofficial winner of race number 9, the Arthur Jones Memorial Cup, number 1, Mamma Mia. 5-year-old Chestnut Mare by Soul Warrior, Lady Gita by Royal Minister, bred S&D Stable, owned Carlton Watson, train Jason DaCosta. It's the second for that combination, and it's also the second for the winning rider, Robert Hardball Halidine, the groom Wayne Dawes. Stand by for full placings and your final time. Final time 1:30. It's 23:1, 47:1, and the placings are 1, 3. Going back to the placings, the winner number 1, Mamma Mia. Second, number 3, Fearless Force. A third, number 8, Perfect Brew. Fourth, number 2, James. And a fifth, number 10, Immeasurable Joy. Final time for 6 furlongs, 1:13:1. They're off and racing. Here comes Doc, and James misses it as Mamma Mia is sent right to get that lead. It's Mamma Mia in front of rushing out wide. That's Captain Calico. Justin Big Time is right there too. Right against the rail, following them in fourth. That's Fearless Force. Then comes Get a Pepsi. Then comes James recovering after that bad break. Also in the mix, that's Perfect Brew. Out wide from Perfect Brew, Immeasurable Joy. Then comes Sunny T and Chippy, and racing at the back of the field, that's Here Comes Doc. They're at the top of the lane, and it is Mamma Mia, attacked by Justin Big Time. Mamma Mia in front, bringing them into the lane. Justin Big Time is attacking on the outside. Also coming on the rail, that's Fearless Force. It's Mamma Mia in front of Fearless Force, coming down on the rail. Coming out wide, Captain Calico. Justin Big Time is still there. Mamma Mia still in front. Fearless Force cutting into that lead. Coming to the half a furlong pole. Mamma Mia in front. Fearless Force begins to become a real threat. Mamma Mia in front. Fearless Force coming up on the rail. Mamma Mia hanging on from Fearless Force. Mamma Mia driven out, and Mamma Mia last. Fearless Force is second. And then comes Perfect Brew. James runs on to be fourth, and Immeasurable Joy back in fifth. May I have your attention, please? Radish Roman. Radish Roman, you're needed now in the winner's enclosure. That's jockey Radish Roman. Please go now to the winner's enclosure. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention called to the winners enclosure for the presentation of the Arthur Jones Memorial Cup. And making the presentation, our champion jockey, Radish the Sneaky Fox Roman, and he makes it to Vinu Taylor, representing the winning owner Carlton Watson. And of course, Arthur Jones, a 10-time champion jock, and the presentation by our current champion jockey. Congratulations to the winning connections. Race number 9, the Arthur Jones Memorial Cup. The results of race number 9 official. You may cash your tickets. Horses to the testing barn, 1 and 8, 1 Mamma Mia, and 8 Perfect Brew to the testing barn. 41 winners of the Twilight Six, each receiving $138,667. Nobody had 9 of 9 in the catch 9, 8 of 9, 3 with 8 of 9, each receiving $59,045. 271 high five, each receiving $8,531. The splits 23-1, 47-1. The final time 113-1. The margins 3/4 by 6 1/4. So that's it for the live racing at Caymanas Park. We have simulcast until about 10 o'clock this evening. If you're making your way home, please do so safely. Staying for simulcast, please enjoy the rest of the evening. And coming up next, Mr. Michael Kane with the recap of today's happenings.
A 9 race card has come to a closure here once again at Caymanas Park, and indeed it was an entertaining race day. In the Jockeys Colony, 3 jockeys had doubles: Radish Robin, Philip Partrent, and Robert Halliday. And trainer Jason Acosta, he saddled 2 winners. We have 2 recap races, races 2 and 9. Race number 2, the Caymanas 66th Anniversary Trophy. We had a field of 5 going a distance of 1,400 meters. The purse here 1.19 million. And the short price favorite was number 4, Rocket Fire Seb, Radish Roman for Spencer Chung. And that one was expected to dominate proceedings based on exercise reports and the way he won on his second appearance. Our 9th and final was a feature of the Arthur Jones Memorial Cup with the Downing class Mamma Mia, John Post won, Robert Haldane riding for Jason Acosta, and it was one way in, one way out for Mamma Mia. Get a good break from the inside post with the top weight and make all the running. Fearless Force, though, was expected to make it close. Let's take a look at those 2 replays.
They're at the top of the lane. Rocket Fire Seb not being asked yet to do anything, but is still traveling nicely, about 8 or 10 lengths. And this could be all over. They could be chasing for the minor placing. Coming down on the rail, that is Fearless Mission, but Rocket Fire Seb is still under a stroll. Coming to the half a furlong pole. Rocket Fire Seb is clearly in a different zone. Rocket Fire Seb, double digits, beating Fearless Mission. Then comes Riches to Rags. Back and forth, that's Lockdown, and just trotting in Miss Grove. Mamma Mia in front, bringing them into the lane. Justin Big Time is attacking on the outside. Also coming on the rail, that's Fearless Force. It's Mamma Mia in front of Fearless Force, coming down on the rail. Coming out wide, Captain Calico. Justin Big Time is still there. Mamma Mia still in front. Fearless Force cutting into that lead. Coming to the half a furlong pole. Mamma Mia in front. Fearless Force begins to become a real threat. Mamma Mia in front. Fearless Force coming up on the rail. Mamma Mia hanging on from Fearless Force. Mamma Mia driven out, and Mamma Mia last. Fearless Force is second. Then comes Perfect Brew. James runs on to be fourth, and Immeasurable Joy back in fifth.
So Rocket Fire Seb delivers the goods in the Caymanas Park 66th Anniversary Trophy, and that was a very comfortable win by Rocket Fire Seb, and we will make a note of that one for the next engagement. And the Arthur Jones Memorial Cup, one way in, one way out. John won with 57 kilos, get a short break, and make all the running. And Mamma Mia got the job done there, just over Fearless Force, who finished with interest towards the inside. Just 3/4 of a length separated them at the finish. Next week, we'll be having mandatory payout on the play spot 8, and we have over $1 million in a jackpot, which will be all paid out. And don't forget that on the 30th of August, the following week, we'll be having mandatory payout on the Reggae 6. Right now, over $4.1 million is in that Reggae 6 jackpot. It was a pleasure taking you live and direct from Caymanas Park today. I'm your analyst, Michael Kane, on behalf of the team of Home of Champions Sportsbanks, also on behalf of our promoters, Supreme Ventures Racing and Entertainment Limited. Have a productive week, and see you the 23rd of August for more fine forward racing from Caymanas Park.
Coming up on the rail, Mamma Mia hanging on from Fearless Force. Mamma Mia driven out, and Mamma Mia last. Fearless Force is second. Then comes